In K-pop, success is the ultimate finish line. Years of grueling training and relentless competition all lead to one moment: debut. And if everything aligns, the styling, the song, the timing, you reach the summit of global fame. But sometimes, just when a group reaches its absolute zenith, the foundation cracks. Someone leaves, not during the struggle, and not after the fire has burned out, but at the very top. Why does this pattern repeat? Today on Seoul Channel, we're analyzing the heartbreaking reasons why idols walk away from the throne. From Monsta X, international fame was rising when Wonho was hit by a double-edged scandal in late 2019. TV personality Chung Dan accused Wonho of two things: owing her approximately $26,000 from their pre-debut days, and, more critically, smoking marijuana with her in 2013. In the K-pop world, drug allegations, even from years prior, are a career death sentence. To protect the group, Wonho left immediately. However, after a rigorous 5-month investigation, Wonho was cleared of all drug charges on March 10, 2020. The investigation found zero evidence of drug use. Wonho successfully re-debuted as a soloist under Highline Entertainment, a subsidiary of Starship. After completing his military service in May 2025, he resumed activities and continued building his career as a solo artist, known for his emotive songwriting and powerful stage presence. For iKON, the Love Scenario era wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural anthem. At the center of this momentum was B.I., the group's leader and primary producer. But in June 2019, everything evaporated in 24 hours. Following reports of marijuana use and an attempted drug purchase 3 years prior, B.I. apologized and left to protect his members. The legal outcome years later, a 4-year probation, came far too late to save the group's peak. His departure wasn't just a member leaving, it was the loss of the creative engine, leaving a group at its prime to navigate a future without its architect. Since leaving YG in 2019, B.I. founded his own label, 131, and released hits like BTBT. As of March 2026, he has officially paused his solo career to begin his mandatory military service as a public service worker, promising fans a more mature return in late 2027. Long before the current era, Jay Park was the face of 2PM. His departure in 2009 is a case study in nationalist pressure. Old, private MySpace comments from his trainee days, expressing frustration with Korean culture, were leaked and mistranslated. At the peak of 2PM's rise, the backlash was so severe he was forced out. But Jay Park's exit wasn't an ending, it was a reset. He rebuilt himself as a global CEO, proving that sometimes being pushed off the peak is the only way to build your own mountain. In 2014, Girls' Generation was the nation's girl group. They were untouchable. Then came the shockwave. Jessica was out. While fans saw a sudden exit, the reality was a slow-motion collision of identities. Jessica was launching her fashion empire, Blanc and Eclair, while SM Entertainment demanded total commitment to the group's grueling global schedule. Jessica claimed she was forced to choose. The agency claimed she had lost focus. This wasn't about a lack of talent, it was about a conflict of interest. It proved that in the K-pop system, the group's common good must always outweigh the individual's solo ambition. 12 years after her departure, Jessica Jung has built a multifaceted career. She expanded Blanc and Eclair into an international fashion brand and became an author with Shine. In January 2026, she made headlines during her Reflections concert in Malaysia by performing a medley of Girls' Generation hits for the first time in over a decade. In a massive, modular structure like NCT, the brand was always designed to outlast its members. But in April 2026, the system lost its most vital pillars. Mark Lee, the man who debuted in nearly every unit, officially terminated his 10-year contract with SM Entertainment. For Mark, it was a battle against creative overwork. After a decade of being spread thin across NCT 127, NCT Dream, and Super M, he chose total independence over group security. He revealed a long-held dream of busking with just an acoustic guitar, a minimalist vision that simply couldn't exist within the high-pressure SM machine. Joining him in this exodus was Ten, whose contract also concluded in April. While Ten expressed a desire to remain involved with wavy projects where possible, his departure was fueled by a mid-career identity crisis. As he approached 30, Ten sought a new environment to explore unfiltered artistry that the rigorous NCT schedule could no longer accommodate. Their exits prove that, even in a scalable system, the most talented components will eventually seek a life that belongs solely to them. While some groups face external scandals, ENHYPEN faced a shock from within. In March 2026, it was announced that Heeseung would be departing. Unlike others who left their labels entirely, Heeseung remained with Belift Lab to re-debut as a soloist named Evan. This was a deliberate musical divorce. Heeseung expressed that he was no longer satisfied with the group's narrative-heavy, vampire lore direction. He sought a raw and unembellished identity, one he unveiled through his minimalist April 2026 profile shots. But there's a deeper layer: devotion versus exhaustion. Heeseung reportedly felt he couldn't give 100% to ENHYPEN's grueling tour schedule while simultaneously building a solo career. Rather than offering his fans a divided self, he made the radical choice to step away entirely at the height of the group's success. It's a gamble that has divided the fandom. Is it better to stay for the group or leave to save your art? The most modern tragedy is 50-50. Their hit Cupid was a global miracle, but the foundation was made of sand. Behind the scenes, a war for ownership and transparency broke out. The original members filed for contract termination against their label, Attract, citing a lack of financial clarity and health support. While Kina eventually returned, the original quartet, who were at the peak of Billboard history, was dismantled. It proved that even a miracle hit can't survive a total collapse of trust. Reaching the top of K-pop is a dream that only a fraction of idols ever realize. But once you're there, the air gets thin. Whether it's identity conflicts like Jessica or legal traps like 50-50, leaving at the peak is rarely about giving up. It's about survival. It's the choice to stop being a product. So if you were standing at the very top of the world, with everyone watching, would you stay for the crown? Or would you leave for yourself? Let me know in the comments. This is Seoul Channel, and I'll see you in the next one.